Well, aren't you going to say something funny?
I'd try, but I think it might actually kill me. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins franchise. Want to see something neat? My eye does the thing. I have a weird lazy eye when I look that way. I used to be really insecure about it for no reason. But I swear that's what my face is doing when I'm watching the Bruins. That's why you're here, right? Because you want to talk about the Bruins, right? There's not many of you, I'll tell you that much. And I'm not like complaining or anything like that, but the viewing numbers show that a lot of people are very tired. They're tired. They're struggling to have the conversation, which I get. I get it. Certain articles get released from different websites that I follow about the Bruins, and sometimes I just don't even have the energy to read them. Because I'm just like, I already know what's going on. I'm watching all the games. But B, God, this team's exhausting. It's exhausting. And the worst part, it's so dang unlikable. They're such an unlikable team right now. And I don't mean them as human beings. I don't mean them personally. But you watch the team, and it's so unlikable. It's unlikable hockey. It's not enjoyable to watch in any stretch of the imagination for any reason. Unless you like watching the Bruins be bad. Then this is some of the most entertaining shit you will ever see in your life. Congratulations! Good for you. Good for you. You're a sick, twisted individual, but good for you. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Join the high quality inspectors for funsies, you know? Hang out. The members only chat in the Discord. Join the Discord. Discord isn't just for members. If you don't want to be a member, but you do want to be a member of the Discord, go for it. The Boston Bruins. Let's talk about the Oilers for a second. The Oilers, this is our second meeting of the season with them. We lost 3-2 in the middle of December. We had a 2-0 lead in that game, and then lost it. They are 11th on the power play, 24th on the penalty kill, 8th in goals scored, and 9th in goals allowed. Hard to see how the Bruins have an advantage over Edmonton in any way, because we lost our last 4, we lost 5 of our last 6 coming into this one. And even though the numbers on the season also look bad, through that 6-game stretch, they looked even worse. Our penalty kill is awful. Our power play is awful. Our 5-on-5 offense is bad. Our 5-on-5 defense is bad. Our goaltending's been bad. It's all been bad. So it's really hard to see how we are. I don't know if you can hear the train, but that train's been honking for like 3 minutes. And I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. I'm going to include it too. I'm not even going to edit that out. We're just going to deal with train noises in the background if my mic's even picking it up, which who knows. But no, it's really hard to see how the Bruins have any sort of advantage in this game, like at all. Going into the season, you would assume that the Bruins' advantage would be team defense, structure, and goaltending. But they're allowing far less goals than we are. Edmonton's allowing far less goals than we are. And their goaltending, albeit not amazing, is certainly better than ours. We are going to talk about Swayman in this one in a very positive way. This was, spoiler alert, Swayman's best game in a very long time. He was excellent, and he allowed 3 goals to give you an idea of how the team played in front of him. Little check-in for the Bruins season overall rankings. 31st on the power play. If it weren't for the Islanders being just an unholy abomination of bad, we would be dead last, but they're dead last. We are 25th on the penalty kill. 27th in goals scored per game, and 19th in goals allowed per game. It's getting really hard to believe in this team turning it around. And I know, 3rd in the Atlantic, 1,000 games in hand by the teams below us, and everyone seems to be catching up, even though they keep letting us off by going on their own little losing streaks. I'm referring to Tampa and Ottawa. But Montreal is even right there at this point. The problem is, though, if we, through the first 25 games, were horrible, which... I mean, through the first 20, we were really bad. And our season numbers were so bad during that portion that the season numbers up to this point are still reflected as bad. It still looks really bad, but they actually weren't. We were actually 16th or 17th in the league in these categories. The beginning of the season was so bad, it's dragging everything down. That's not what it is. We're still just really bad at those things. Like, through games 21-30 when Monty got fired and we were playing a bunch of non-playoff teams in a row and Sacco's running the team for a little new coach bump, all that kind of stuff. There was a general advancement in a lot of things. Our structure, how many shots we allowed, clearing out the front of the net, the slot, things of that nature. So there was improvement. But most that's gone away at this point. The level of opponent has also increased. Like, we're going against better teams now. So it is really hard to see us just pulling a 180 and going from, wow, you rank bottom 6 in the league in virtually everything. When are you going to get good? Like, well, that's a great question. Our lines for this one, because they've been working so well, we're pretty much going to stick with the same thing. Geeky, Zaka, Pasta, Marchand, Lindholm, Coyle, Wallstrom, Frederick, Brazeau, Beecher, Kostelik, Kepke, and then Wotherspoon, McAvoy, Zadorov, Carlo, Lohrei, Peak, Swayman. Wotherspoon, McAvoy again. Wow. Not that McAvoy's been good, because, God, he hasn't been, and he wasn't good in this game either, but Wotherspoon on the top pair is just that's just bad, man. That's really bad. No wonder they went out and got a left defenseman. It just would have been great if it wasn't Zadorov. We're gonna get around to some positivity probably at some point in this video. Ooh, not great. So let's talk about this game a little bit. Puck drops. Puck drops. 6:33 in, and it looks like the Boston Bruins have about 4 players who decided to show up for this one. They're pinned in their own zone 4 or 5 times through the first 6 minutes. And they've consistently allowed McDavid or Hyman to just skate right up in front of Swayman into the blue paint and try an in-tight chance to bury one. And maybe that's why, in this play, everyone was so deep. The Oilers are whipping the puck around our zone again, and we're chasing them like a pee-wee hockey team. Like, all eyes on the puck, and everyone just shifts with it and moves with it, and they all chase too far towards it. Like, no one is creating any structure or anything. They're just... It's they used to, God, what was, I forget what they used to call it. But it's just a wave of players just continuously chasing the puck rather than playing a defensive structure. I don't know what's happening to this team I love. So they're working the puck around, and they work the puck down to Perry, who's below the net. And all 5 Bruins collapse in front of Swayman. All 5 of them are right in front of Swayman in some capacity. Right there. And somehow, they're still not covering the one threat to score, which is Adam Henrique skating into the middle of the slot. Perry throws the puck to him, and he gets to bury this high blocker or glove. I don't even remember which side it went in on. It's 1-0, 6.5 minutes in. This team's been so bad lately that I'm sure all of us just went, are we going to go to overtime? Can we make sure that they don't score again the rest of the game and score a goal? Score our allotted goal? We wouldn't even get that far. That was your game winner. All 5 defensemen, all 5 players were right in that vicinity, and Henry got that shot off cleanly. It wouldn't be the only time in this game either. 5:25 left of the period. Big man Zadorov tries to carry the puck right into Skinner and beat him in close, and ends up just trucking the poor guy to the point where he has to get help. He gets off the ice. He would get pulled by the referee, actually, because initially it looks like he needs help. Then he gets up. He's fine. He's waving them off. Referee goes, no, you need to go get checked out. He would come back for the second period. He was fine, but he does get blown the hell up by Zadorov, who also gets called for the goaltender interference, which is really funny because had Zadorov just scored on this play, that's actually just contact after the play, and there's no penalty there, which I always find funny with that rule. Either way, we're going to go to the penalty kill, and Skinner gets pulled. Picard goes into the game. He wouldn't face a shot in the 5.5 minutes that he plays in the first period. Second period starts. Skinner's back in net. We had done nothing with that power play. And 6:23 into the period, Draisaitl is going to go for interference. We're going to the power play. Nothing happens with it because our power play is really bad. 9:23 left of this period. Frederick convinces Corey Perry to fight. I agree with Brick a lot in this, which is... So Frederick goes over, they're like jawing at each other, him and Perry, they're smacking each other a little bit, and then they finally decide to shed him. This was a long, like, drawn out 25 seconds before they finally just fought. And when they fought, Frederick beat the brakes off the man, just kept walloping him until he buckled. Great job, couldn't happen to a nicer human being. Third line has been our best line all night. And Frederick, now he's getting in a fight too against a guy that a lot of people dislike. The fans are going nuts. You're down by a goal. This is one of Frederick's best games of the season. This genuinely was, to me, one of Frederick's best games of the season. He's getting the fans into it, getting the team into it. He gets the extra 2 for instigating, roughing, whatever they wanted to call it. Actually, what was the actual call? It was for roughing. I didn't like it. Like, Corey Perry had every opportunity not to take that fight. Could have skated away. Frederick was jawing at him. Frederick was poking at him. But these guys are veterans of this. They know exactly what they're doing. Really surprised that we're going to the penalty kill here. Either way, I'm not mad at Frederick for this. I think he did what he should have done to try to get the team into it. And I'm not really mad at the refs. I disagree with them, but it's not the end of the world. But 30 seconds into this penalty kill, there's a huge chance for Zacha. Huge chance. Short-handed, he's sprung on a breakaway. Frederick, who had been championing a line that was the only one with any offensive pressures throughout this game so far, basically, for the Bruins, and then beats the wheels off of Corey Perry. You're killing a penalty for this guy, and you have a breakaway. I mean, this is huge. You score here, not only is the game tied, but you have every inkling of momentum that you could possibly have from this game. It's all you. Now, you don't score here. Skinner makes a save. One of his better saves of the night, maybe. I don't know. That's fine. McAvoy's there in support. He actually collects his puck. He's skating back up that left wall towards the neutral zone. Looks like he's just going to reset. We're on the penalty kill. No pressure. Whatever. He's getting pressured from behind. He tries to whip it to Elias Lindholm, who's in the neutral zone. Puck never gets to him. Gets intercepted, so it's a bad pass. So I'm mad at McAvoy about this. This is a big McAvoy mistake. It's also a Carlo and Lindholm mistake. Carlo's shifting his weight towards the far side of the ice, trying to track McDavid. But Carlo's also turns his head, puck watching. McDavid goes behind him. Elias Lindholm falls over, and McDavid gets a free breakaway, just like that. You had a short-handed breakaway. The shot gets stopped, and then you allowed a breakaway while short-handed. You allowed a player to get behind you, and is the best player in the world. I mean, this team has no wherewithal of anything. They have no concept of what's going around them at any given point. I mean, the mistakes that we make are laughably bad. Now, of course, McDavid's going to glide in. He's going to beat Swayman blocker side. It's 2-0. Every bit of momentum that you were at, you were so close. It's completely reversed. Bruins never got off the mat after that. They did have a 3-minute stretch where they had some pressure, but that was it. Like, this was the game. That was it. Also, Freddie had to go to the locker room after he left the penalty box, but they patched him up. He's fine. I think his hand was bleeding pretty badly. 3:25 left of the period. The shots are 25-12. Again, you've got 5 Bruins in the vicinity of this. This starts with Lohrei getting to a puck first in the right corner of our defensive zone and fumbling the puck against the back wall and losing a board battle. Coyle then retrieves the puck as it gets punched out and has a chance to make a play, has possession of the puck, but tries to clear it and ends up just flicking it into Hyman, who's 3 feet in front of him. Hyman's going to knock this puck down behind the net where Skinner is there, and then Henrique is skating into that low portion of the right circle. There's 3 Bruins around him. Doesn't matter. Easy pass, easy shot, beats Swayman. It's 3-0. And again, Swayman was fantastic. This game is not on Swayman at all. The amount of saves that he had to make that were high danger chances in tight or in the middle of the slot were absurd. This game could have been 8-0. It was so bad. Like, I really want to stress that Swayman, not the problem in this game at all. I actually, when it was still 1-0, started to think, holy crap, this is the game that Swayman's going to steal. We don't even need to score a lot. We just need some chances here. We can do this. Because Swayman was playing out of his mind. Third period. 4:30 in. It's a 3-on-2. I feel bad doing this because they were our best line. But Frederick brings the puck in over the blue line. It's a 3-on-2, and Brazeau's actually behind the defense with enough space to collect the puck and shoot the puck. Frederick opts to try to pass to Wahlstrom, who's across the slot and heavily covered by a defenseman. No shot gets taken on the play. It's that kind of stuff. Again, they were our best line. Don't want to get too upset about it. But it's that kind of stuff where you go, what are we doing? There was a moment, the fourth line, I want to say it was definitely Koepke skating through the middle of the neutral zone. And it's, again, a 3-on-2. And instead of passing to, I believe it was Beecher on the far side, who's got nothing but ice in front of him, he opts to pass to the near side, where it's still basically a 2-on-2. And he's got a guy directly, a defenseman right in front of him. Like, it's those kind of plays where you just go, what are you doing? These are fundamentals. This is guy's wide open, has nothing but space in front of him. You still opt to pass to the guy who's heavily covered. It's like you're trying to lose. I don't understand. 6:27 in. Wotherspoon draws an interference call on Ekholm. We're going to the power play. I mean, I don't even know why I bring it up. 6:40 left. The Bruins had about 3 minutes of really exciting hockey. They had some chances. Nothing gets past Skinner, but it is nice to see. Marchand, at the end of this play, goes for cross-checking, though, in the corner in the offensive zone. But he didn't really end this offensive pressure. Like, it had already ended itself. But we're going to go to the penalty kill. It's fine. We handle it. We do have another shorthanded breakaway. This time it's Beecher who gets denied 5-hole. But that was the best chance for us to score a goal. I don't know. I'm losing my mind here. 3:30 left. Arvidsson, he's going to get the empty netter. It's 4-0. That is our 5th loss in a row. We've lost 5 of 6. Special teams are bad again. With, let me see, 0 for 2 on the power play, 1 for 3 on the penalty kill. This is not great. It's just getting uglier and uglier. Every line is losing their battle. The only line that was above water tonight was the third line. Swayman was awesome, and it still didn't matter. There's no defensemen who are popping off the page in a good manner. It's just a lot of bad. And the game notes are more of this. Honestly, the discovery that happened during this game for me, why am I scared when it's an even man rush? Like, it's one thing to be nervous when it's a 3-on-2 coming at you, or a 4-on-3, or a 2-on-1. But when it's a 2-on-2, when it's a 3-on-3, those plays are always turning into a high danger scoring chance. When you have an even defensive structure versus the attack, and you're still, it doesn't matter. If it's a transition and we don't have the extra man, I'm nervous. That's how bad our coverage has been. It's a 3-on-3, and I watch one of those 3 still get behind the defense for a scoring opportunity. Every time. It's absurd. I don't know what happened to this team through the offseason. Like, I know there's things that I'm very unhappy about. The signings that I'm unhappy about. There's decisions that they're currently making that I'm unhappy about. Like, I get all that. But for us to completely lose any ability to defend with structure, that's not something that should be this bad on this team. It just isn't. But that's where we're at. I mean, Elias Lindholm is an absolute passenger right now in general. I mean, everybody is. It's unfair for me to pick him out. But, I mean, every shift tonight that I saw him on, I was like, what are you doing? You're not there defensively. You're not there offensively. You're lost in the neutral zone. Where are you? What are you thinking of? It's like you're confused all the time. And that goes for everybody else, too. Everybody else. McAvoy and Carlo and Zadorov. And, I mean, Pasternak honestly still looks pretty good to me. I know this is the turnovers and stuff, but compared to everyone around him, he's fine. Marchand, compared to everyone around you, Marchand, I'm like not upset with you. Maybe upset with your leadership, but I don't know what's happening behind closed doors. But everybody else, they look confused. The positive game note is the third line has continued to get looks, and they've been pretty good the last couple of games. Wahlstrom is incompetent when it comes to finishing any of these plays, but boy, does he get set up for a lot of them. He really does. And Brazeau's been his usual excellent self getting to the net front. We are getting dangerously close to the ship out anything that's not nailed down. I mean, the standings are probably going to prevent Sweeney from making any of the hard decisions because technically we're still in a playoff spot. But this team is failing in every aspect of the game. Power play, penalty kill, offense, defense, neutral zone structure, finishing, passing, goaltending. I mean, there's not an aspect of the game outside of faceoffs where you can go, I don't know, the Bruins they're excelling there. Advanced analytics will show some things we're excelling at. Advanced analytics will say the defense actually hasn't been that bad. I don't know, the eye test tells you something different, but the analytics say one thing. Well, it's not coming to fruition on the ice, and we're 43 games in. I'm working on 2 different videos. I'm working on a mid-season power rankings, which should go out sometime this weekend, early next week, something like that, and a mid-season grades for the Bruins players. What's funny about that is I started working on it, and The Athletic released their version of the mid-season grades for the players. Generous. Mine won't be generous. There's not a lot of good grades to go around for this team right now. It's bad. So this was a really negative video, but I feel way better now that I've said all of it. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you. Go Bees. Go Bees! And now it's time to say thank you to the high-quality inspectors. I appreciate each and every one of you. There's over 100 of you at this point, and I love doing these thank yous at the end, but I think we're reaching such a volume that I have to rethink this strategy because you're all so incredible and so supportive, but this is getting really long, and there's got to be a better way, right? But let's start the thank yous, of course, with the top line tier. Dampen, Chris and Erica, Negev79, Trial Exotic, Jeff McGugan, Quackin' Platypus, Andrew Peterson, Sean Kreider, JM, Zenon Noel DeGuy, Donald Shelton, Anakin Palpatine, The Rat 63, Lola Cattingsworth, EKM Productions, Moonlighter TV, Big Bad Bruin, The Bugman, Adam Ella, Jeff with a G, Tommy Braga, Roland 22, GD Viperworks, Len Cruz, Brock Nope, Han Slomo, Coach D, The Atomic Lizard, Bradley Johnson, Brett Arney, Pincent, and Nick Zatrullo. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. You're absolute legends of this channel, and you're very appreciated. And now, of course, to our all-star tier members. Lorenzo Wood, Jake Brower, Penny Pasta, Levi Catalani, Boston Stringler, Bagel, JG's 12, Mark S., Jacob Pratt, Nightmare Eco, John Kirk, Ann Hustis, Joel, Heil E. Coyote, Darren Woodbury, Abraxion, Michael DePaulo, Wolf Warrior, Vinny, Adrian Winter, Tupton D. Tashi, Bruin Smash, DeKingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, Doots42, and Jeremy. Absolute stallions, every single one. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for being a part of the channel. I cannot express my gratitude. Go Bees.